En vandag is ek baie opgewonde om vir julle te sê, by ons in die ateljee kuier, sy saam met ons, haar naam is Anthea Jeffery en sy is die beleidsontleder van die Instituut vir Rasseontledings en sy is natuurlik ook 'n skrywer onder andere van die boek BE Helping or Hurting en ek dink ons gaan baie lekker kuier vanoggend. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
It is absolutely amazing to have you and we're going to have a lot of fun. Can you believe it that analysts actually can have fun?
Sounds good.
Welcome, we're going to have a lot of fun.
Thank you.
En nou is natuurlijk mijn voorrecht om eerst met Anthea Jeffery van die Instituut vir Rasseverhoudinge te praten. Beleidsontleder daar. Wat beteken beleidsontleder? Net vir ons wat nou dalk nie altyd daaraan werk nie.
It means that I look at the policies which are coming out of government, particularly when they become translated into bills and in time into legislation. Whereas we have another division in the Institute which looks mostly at statistical research, compiles a great deal of core data about what's happening in the economy and elsewhere.
So wat jy doen letterlik is om vir ons te probeer verduidelik hoe wat in die regering gebeur 'n impak het op ons daaglikse lewens dan.
Absolutely. I mean, every policy that the government adopts has a potential impact on all South Africans in the economic sphere, the social sphere, whatever. So we cover all sorts of things, health, education, black economic empowerment, labour issues, a whole range of different policy spheres come within my ambit.
Sjoe. Klink na 'n taai tabaletjie wat soms op jou tafel lê. Dan jy noem nou BEE en dit is natuurlik 'n groot deel van baie mense gesprekke wat nou die herverdeling en al daai. Van die idee van BEE af. Kan jy onthou wat was die eerlike kern van wat hulle daarmee wou bereik?
Well, if you look back to what the ANC said back in 1994, they made a number of valid points about past injustice, that people had not been able, black people had not been able, for example, easily to gain access to more senior jobs, that we should start using the skills of all the population, that in terms of BEE, that black people had found it difficult to get into business, we should now make it possible for all entrepreneurs to thrive. That in the context of land reform, we must look at making sure that there is more individual ownership for everybody of both farming land and land for housing in the cities. These were all sensible ideas which attained a great deal, I think, of support and a great willingness to implement. But unfortunately, the way it has worked has not lived up to the ideal that was sketched. And very often, in a nutshell, what we're dealing with is an attempt to create a quick fix instead of dealing with the underlying problems. For example, we must fix the education system so that we have a really good pipeline of skilled people coming into the economy. But 21 years after the event, our education system is still very poor. Some people think it's even worse. And I think there's always a risk with all affirmative action programs, because this is the experience around the world, that they end up by benefiting a relatively small elite. The people with the best skills, the people with the best political connections, and they have very little impact on the great majority of people who simply have no opportunity, if we think of the BEE context, to become part of a BEE ownership deal or to get a management post or a new contract from the government. It just passes them by. But worse than that, it's actually harming the economy, and so it's harming the poor as well.
So baie valid punt wat jy daar aanraak. Ek dink dit is ook goed om te weet, hierdie is nie Suid-Afrikaanse uniek tot Suid-Afrika hierdie uitkoms nie. Ons gaan 'n klein bietjie later verder daaroor gesels want soos julle kan weet is hier baie om uit te pak in hierdie kwessie.